My name is Oleksandra Matviichuk. I'm a human rights lawyer. I'm documenting war crimes in this war that Russia has launched against Ukraine. It's an honor for me to address to this distinguished audience. When large-scale war started, we united our efforts with dozens of organizations from different regions. We built a national network of local documentators. We covered the whole country, including the occupied territories, and working together, we jointly documented more than 100,000 episodes of war crimes. While this war turns people into the numbers, what we are literally doing, we are returning people their names. Because people are not numbers, and life of each person matters. Let me illustrate it with a story. This is a story of 62-year-old civilian Oleksandr Shelipov. He was killed near his house. This tragedy received a huge media coverage only because this Russian soldier was arrested and it was the first court trial since the large-scale war started. In the court, I heard his wife Katerina. His wife Katerina shared that her husband was an ordinary farmer, but he was her whole universe, and she told to the judge that now I'm lost everything. This is the meaning of justice, that we are investigating what happened with an ordinary farmer in a small village in my country. We are doing this regardless who these people are, their social position, the types of crime they endured, and whether or not media or international organizations interested in their case, because life of each person matters. All this hell which we face in Ukraine is a result of total impunity that Russia enjoyed for decades. Russians committed horrible crimes in Chechnya, in Moldova, in Georgia, in Mali, in Libya, in Syria, in other countries of the world. They have never been punished. They believe they can do whatever they want. We must break the circle of impunity. We must demonstrate justice, not just for people who have already suffered from Russian war crimes, but in order to prevent a next Russian attack to the next nation. Ironically, the Trump's year of peace negotiations became the deadliest year for Ukrainian civilians. According to UN, the numbers of people being killed and injured among civilians was increased in 31% in comparison with the previous year. There is a reason for this. We lost human dimension in political process. In recent months, we heard a lot about natural minerals, Russia's territorial claims, geopolitical interests, even about Putin's vision of Ukrainian history, but we don't hear much about people. And it's not okay. We still have no idea what will be with dozens of thousands Ukrainian children separated with their families, illegally deported to Russia, put in Russian re-education camps, told that you are not Ukrainian, you are Russian children, your families, your parents refused from you, and you will be adopted by Russian families who will bring you up as Russians. What will be with dozens of thousands illegally detained Ukrainian civilians, men and women, as well as prisoners of the war, subjected to horrible torture and sexual abuse daily? I personally interviewed hundreds of them. They told me how they were beaten, raped, locked into wooden boxes, their fingers were cut, their nails were torn away, their nails were drilled. One woman told me how her eye was dragged out with a spoon. Knowing this detail, I have a clear understanding that part of these people have no chance to be alive till the end of these peace talks. When politicians discuss the question of occupied territories, they speak in a way like about empty spaces. But I'm sorry, these spaces are not empty. Millions of Ukrainians live under Russian occupation, in gray zone. They have no tools how to defend their rights, their freedom, their property, their life, their children, their beloved ones. And Russian occupation It's not just changing one state flag to another. Russian occupation means enforced disappearances, torture, rape, denial of your identity, forcible adoption of your own children, filtration camps and mass graves. This is Russian occupation. We must return human dimension into political process. Without human dimension, we would never find a path to sustainable peace. And our main lessons learned from all this tragedy is the following. People have power. We get used to thinking through the categories of big powers, states, interstate organizations, but ordinary people have a much great impact that they can even imagine. Ordinary people can do extraordinary things and change history. Our future is not just unclear, it's also not pre-written. And hope, it's not a confidence that everything will be fine. Hope, it's a deep understanding that all our efforts have a huge meaning.